The Chosen One. The final few days of this month will be supernatural in nature. If you felt anything or seen a change in the environment, you're not imagining it. If you've seen weird patterns, heavenly alignments, or the sensation that something unexplained is rising just under the surface, know that you're picking up on a genuine spiritual vibration. These last days of the month represent more than simply another turn of the calendar. No, these days are full with magical energy. They contain a heavenly electricity that is going to spark something amazing in your life. The heavens are preparing a heavenly end and climax to this month, not as a farewell, but as a doorway into something historic. The Chosen One. The remaining days of this month are pregnant with strength, full with revelation, and bursting with unexpected benefits. You are not entering regular time. You're entering the most supernaturally imbued time of your existence yet. Before we delve in, please read this message all the way through. Something in this message is intended to activate something in you. These words contain a heavenly message, and when you absorb it wholeheartedly, you will feel the activation begin in the comments. Write your best wishes to yourself and others. Feel it in your soul. Write it as a holy confession of faith, using the number 777, which represents spiritual fulfillment and fresh beginnings. This is not just a remark. It is a vibration. It sends a wave of trust across the cosmos. Allow your words to stir the winds of the supernatural. Now, choose one like this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. You must realize that in the spirit world, time does not move at a regular speed in these last days of the month. The clock is accelerating and decelerating at various times to bring your heavenly appointments into sync. Things that had been delayed for months are now being completed in an instant. Documents, choices, meetings, and moments are being adjusted so that you walk right into a moment of divine accuracy, the sort of precision that man cannot organize, and the kind of breakthrough that no human plan could have predicted. The Chosen One. The last days of this month are divinely booby-trapped, full of benefits, unexpected changes, new doorways, and strong realizations that you will not want to miss. It may seem like you've been surviving, that you're hanging on by a thread, as if you've been roaming through fog and confusion, attempting to make sense of the situation. But this is what's going on. You were dragged through perplexity, emotional storms, and shadows of doubt, and now the carrying is ready to convert into a standing position. You're going to stand in clarity, stand in truth, with complete understanding of what has been going on behind the scenes. These last days are not about survival. They are about revealing and restoring. You're going to learn why it had to be this way. In these extraordinary days, the heavenly world intervenes personally in your life rather than just witnessing it. The angels assigned to your mission are no longer loitering and waiting. They are active. They are implementing heavenly tactics. They're rearranging individuals and clearing impediments. Some things and individuals have to give way. Certain areas have to be cordoned off. Certain opportunities needed to be diverted. Not because you were rejected, but because you were getting ready. And now the preparations are complete. These last days of the month are your activation sequence. This month may have been quiet and unremarkable, and you may have thought, God, I haven't seen the movement I expected. The promises haven't materialized. The doors still seem to be shut. But the stillness was not an absence. It was gestation. The quiet before the crescendo. A spiritual buildup. Finally, the crescendo has arrived. What has been collecting is going to emerge into the natural. You are going to witness startling occurrences, the sort that alters your perception of time, divine planning, and destiny. And the Spirit says you're ready. You were never behind. You were never forgotten. You were constantly in a perfect rhythm. However, the beat has been internal. A profound alignment, a concealed weave, and now that beat is ready to reverberate loudly across your surroundings. The next discussion you have may be the turning moment. The next message might be an open door. The next chance may be one that was reserved only for you, not someone else. You choose one. What awaits you in these last days will defy logic. It will not be based on merit, timeliness, or performance. It will be based on heavenly decrees. It will be the type of favor that perplexes those watching, the kind of breakthrough that leaves people wondering, how did that happen so quickly? But you'll see it didn't happen quickly. It was being constructed slowly, sweetly, and flawlessly. And now it's simply disclosed in a single instant change or heavenly flip of the calendar. You aren't reading this by chance. You were directed here after receiving proof that the last days of this month were inscribed in the sky with your name encoded. This is why the conflict has been so fierce. This is why the distraction sprang out of nowhere. It's why your energy has been exhausted since the opponent has anticipated what's coming. However, the good news is that he cannot stop it. It's already sealed, proclaimed, and aligned. You are not prepared for a tiny victory. You are being prepared for a supernatural eruption, an explosion that not only blesses you, but also changes you spiritually, emotionally, financially, psychologically, and socially. People around you will look at you and ask, "What happened to you?" And you will just say, "I aligned. I remained loyal. I had the vision." And heaven will reply, "You endured. Now watch what I do." The last days of this month are like celestial gateways. Every stride you take is a step toward alignment. Every choice opens up new possibilities. Each prayer is a magnetic pulse. Do not move passively. Move with purpose. Wake up with the expectation of otherworldly activity. Speak with authority. Think with a magnificent imagination. These are not normal days. These are days of visitation. The signals will be evident. You'll start to see confirmations in the slightest ways. An unexpected insight. A number that appears repeatedly. A discussion that confirms what you have been praying about. Do not disregard them. Don't dismiss them as coincidence. These are spiritual nudges, pointers, and breadcrumbs from heaven that guide you ahead. You were selected for this shift. Others may not sense it. Others may not comprehend why you are anticipating something so large. It feels like simply the conclusion of another month. But you feel it because it is genuine. You are not deluded. You're a prophet. You are sensitive to hidden currents. Your sensitivity is your power. So don't shrink back. Do not be silent about your expectations. Let your trust grow. Allow your hope to grow because your soul knows something extraordinary is about to happen. Something crazy, something entirely unique, something that only heaven could have planned. And you've picked someone who is well positioned to receive it. You are now delving further into the enigma of these strange last days. The curtain is lifting. What was formerly buried is now being revealed, not just in your physical environment, but also in your spiritual DNA. The alignment of time, space, and destiny is no longer a distant idea for you. It is happening in real time over the next several days. Heaven is not just lurking around. It interacts, intersects, and intertwines with your physical journey. The exceptional is colliding with the commonplace, and what seemed to be a normal day is suddenly filled with holy duties. This is not a symbol. It's real. It is occurring. Divine instructions are now being spoken to your soul. Pay heed to nudges, sudden inspirations, ideas that will not leave you alone. They are not random. These are downloads, and the downloads will guide you to heavenly appointments. You've been sitting on the notion. It was not granted to everyone. You keep thinking about that link. Reach out. The closing days of this month are quite sensitive. Windows for action. Actions that will result in months or perhaps years of favorable treatment. Expect unexpected delays to lead to divine redirections. Do not fight them. If something changes abruptly, it is not punishment. It's about placement. Some of the most significant benefits you will get in the coming days will be disguised as discomfort. You did not ask for that, Dieter. It is not the adversary. This is a supernatural setup. No, you heard it last week. The room is being cleared for a yes. You did not anticipate this. Trust the divine choreography's chosen one. Everything you lost earlier this year is soon to be irrelevant. You will not need what you thought you required. Because in these latter days, heaven is not restoring what was. Heaven is unleashing something never seen before. You aren't going back to anything. You are being introduced to something new. Never had any experience or imagination. You're becoming a prototype, a living sign, and absolutely some people will not get it. Allow them to observe in quiet while God works in clarity. The soreness you've been experiencing recently, it was not meaningless. It was a prophetic echo, a portent that something bigger was about to burst out. Some of you have reported experiencing pressure in your bodies. Fatigue, restlessness, sleep problems, and emotional outbursts. That is not weakness. It is spiritual labor. You're giving birth to a reality that your soul has been preparing for months. These are your last days in the labor room, and your breakthrough is about to be realized. Do not underestimate what may happen in a single second. Time obeys divine order, and when God speaks, time bends such that a breakthrough that would have taken a year might happen in one night. A judgment that has been stalled for months may be reversed in an hour. You aren't working with manufactured systems. You are engaging with the supernatural. And the supernatural does not obey man's rules. You have been kept concealed for a purpose. Your name has been protected. Your contributions have been incubating. Your anointing has been protected. Why? Heaven did not want you revealed before you were activated. And now the activation is complete. These last days are introducing you, not with noise, but with might. The appropriate individuals will find you. The correct doors will open. The correct alignments will come naturally, without effort or force. Simply be in tune. This explains why your energy is moving. Your vibration is increasing. You're no longer the same person. Even 3 weeks ago, your ideas are evolving. Your desires are altering. You have outgrown your previous constraints, and your future can sense it. That tug you feel is your destiny pulling you closer. You are being drawn to the miraculous elected one. Pay close attention. Some of your greatest blessings will come from unexpected areas. Do not restrict God's delivery methods. Be open. Maintain your ability to adapt. You may find favor in a stranger's remarks and a fresh chance that seems unconnected to your vision. However, nothing will be unconnected anymore. These are the days when everything begins to connect. What was previously disorganized will begin to come together. And you will notice something. Old cycles will become unpleasant. Conversations that once piqued your attention will now seem hollow. Environments that were previously pleasant will become too itch. This is your spirit telling you that you're done with survival. You're assuming supernatural stewardship. Your energy can no longer be squandered on things that aren't in line with your spiritual purpose. Please include your prayers in these days. Be courageous, not small. Fearful murmurs. Pray as if it was already done. Speak as if the change has arrived, since the way you speak will influence what enters your words or keys, statements or doors. Use them carefully. Heaven is actively listening right now, and you must be aware of this. The proof is coming. The type that eliminates uncertainty. The type that addresses every quiet query in your heart. You will not need to explain what is going on. Your life will be proven. Your essay will speak for itself. Your glow will prove this. Your movement will bear testimony. Don't get sidetracked in these latter days. Don't allow small matters divert your attention. The opponent will attempt to create confusion and commotion. Do not engage. Maintain your sense of self. Stay prayed up. Stay thankful. These days are too precious to squander in anxiety. The supernatural is delicate, and it reacts best to tranquility and anticipation. It's all right if you don't have all the answers. You do not need them right now. What you need is alignment, and you are completely committed to it. Don't let fear persuade you that you missed something you didn't. You're precisely where you need to be for the eruption. That is coming. Trust the process. Be confident in your progress. Trust your divine intuition. Believe what you sense in your bones. Even if your eyes haven't noticed it yet, you are not insane. You aren't late. You are not behind. You're on time for a miraculous ending that will leave you dumbfounded. And here is a sign. In the following days, anticipate an unexpected message, a word, call, or a dream, a moment that verifies what you've been feeling. When that occurs, don't dismiss it. Receive it. The chosen one. You are currently experiencing spiritual overflow. These are not merely the last days on the calendar. These are the days when timelines collide and fate accelerates. You are not just watching change. You embody it. You are not just stepping into a supernatural situation. This month's end is a heavenly occurrence. Every second is anointed. Each hour represents a doorway. What you asked for is surrounding you. Prepare to enter your reality. And what's coming will not need your approval. It will just come, boldly, unquestionably powerful. There is a sacredness to these last days that can only be sensed in your soul. You may not have words for it, but the feeling is intense. It's as if paradise has drawn closer to your life. Time feels narrower, the curtain is thinner, and you notice it. Something huge is going to be revealed. Something that will permanently alter your perception of what is possible. That unsettled sensation in your stomach. It is not fear. It is heavenly pressure. God will reconfigure you from inside to bear the weight of what's ahead. And now your eyesight is being corrected. You are no longer looking through suffering, lack of fear. You are perceiving via alignment, destiny, and prophetic clarity, previously known as a setback. You now perceive it as a setup. What once broke you has now strengthened you. The fog is lifting. The misunderstanding is evaporating. In its place is a clarity that cuts through all illusions. This is the supernatural lens which is now being put over your life. You'll notice a difference in your interactions, thoughts, and how you react to circumstances. Things that used to irritate you will no longer bother you. You will find calm in circumstances that used to upset you. This is proof of change. You're not growing stronger. You already are. What is occurring now is the revelation of who you have always been behind the surface of your tribulations. And as this uncovering proceeds, anticipate divine exposure, not of you, but for you. Hidden facts will be disclosed. Secrets that were withheld from you will come to light. Those who question you will be silenced. Not by your words, but by the consequences. The falsehoods that have been spoken about you will backfire and elevate you. God is clearing your name, your energy, your destined path. This is not fair for a guy. This is justice from the highest court. Divine rebalancing is occurring. Do not minimize what you have endured. You've faced spiritual battle disguised as depression. You've strolled across valleys clothed for everyday life. And yet, here you are, awake, aligned, and soaring. You aren't here by chance. You are here because you heeded the divine summons. Even when your voice trembled, you emerged while others vanished. You kept going even when you had every reason to stop. And now the heavenly prize is catching up with you. These last days make up for what the first few days of the month did not. Why? Because you weren't prepared. But now you are. Your heart has matured. Your intellect has been rejuvenated. Your spirit has extended. You may now hold more, carry more, manifest more. You weren't being punished. God was developing you to a bigger capacity. And now that capacity is going to be reached. And now for something deep. What's coming does not have to be hurried. It is not delayed. It is not lost. It is approaching in perfect divine sequence. There is no power on earth that can oppose what heaven has already approved. You are not competing. You are not begging. You are getting. It is already written, already formed, already out. These days are only the portal through which it enters. Expect your senses to sharpen. Your discernment is going to grow. You'll feel people's energy before they talk. You will read the rooms before entering. You know if you're aligned or not right away. Why? Because God is sharpening your consciousness. You cannot afford to remain trapped in misunderstanding any longer. The call on your life is too urgent. The anointing is too powerful. The time is perfect, and sure, relationships will change. Some will disappear without notice. Do not struggle to retain what is falling. Let it go. Anything leaving your life these days is being eliminated by divine purpose. What is coming demands purity of energy, congruence of vision, and spiritual development.